This is my 63 Chevy Corvair project. We're in the disassembly phase right now, and this is the stage where the car maybe starts to reveal some hidden secrets. And I'm not going to lie, I don't really like everything she's telling me. You know, when you get deep in a project like this, sometimes it's good to stop, pause, and reflect and ask yourself, what life choices did I make to get myself in this situation? How did I get here, and where am I going? It's really too hard to answer where I'm going, but if you want to find out how I got here, that's easy. Just keep watching. Welcome to Lost Wrench Garage. Well, just when you need some help, your strapping young son comes along. How about that? We're going to try to put these axles back in place so that this car becomes what they call a roller. Okay, so here's the problem. This, you're trying to seat it right. So the problem is this emergency brake thing here is interfering with the axle shaft flange's ability to get past it and onto the stud there. So we got to figure that out. For that. Oh! How about that? Well. So those channel locks just popped it right off of there, and now it was probably stuck, so now he's going to reactivate the brake, and we'll see what that does. Oh yeah! No wonder that wasn't working before. All right, release? Yep. It's released. Oh, it is? Okay, so it sticks there, so what I need to do is get this, yeah, and that just released. So it's just kind of sticking. So now it's out of the way, and we should be good. Let me look at the other side. There it goes. Did it. Okay, try activating it again. Okay, now deactivate. Yeah, and it doesn't release. So there's just so much rust on there. Yeah. That I think it's just, yeah, it's just.
Handle.
Huh?
When you unstick it, I can feel it jolting up through the.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
So
all right, so this should go on now. Good. All right, so take this and push it onto the studs, okay?
Yeah, it just won't.
It's at an angle or something. What if you wiggle the axle?
Yeah, if you pick it up back there.
Is that doing anything?
Yeah. Just getting. Oh, that is a nasty angle.
Mind you, get the washer on from underneath.
I just have 2 fingertips. Yeah, it started.
Okay.
Do you want to look?
Oh, you started the nut and everything.
Oh, I didn't do the washer.
Yeah, you didn't do it. I thought you were putting the washer on.
I didn't know it was a
Okay.
washer. Okay.
That's a bummer. Usually when I put a washer on first, I'm not sure why you didn't put the washer on.
It wasn't very clear in the instructions.
Yeah,
There was supposed to be a washer involved.
Thought I was pretty clear there when I talked about the washer.
Heard you say washer. I thought you meant nut.
All right, I have a suggestion. Why don't you work on the other side while I do this side?
Okay.
You brought your own sockets?
Yeah.
Nice. It's a roller. Good job putting your tools all back just where they belong.
You only get one opportunity for it to not be messed up.
Yeah.
Forever.
I taught you well.
You didn't teach me that.
Okay. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. All right, let's do the other side. Here's what we're gonna have to do next. We're going to have to, you get on one side of the car, I'll get on the other side of the car. and we're gonna raise the jacks, pull the car off the jack stand, release the jack stand down, and we'll coordinate at the same time. We'll release the jack and bring it down on the wheel. I hope this works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. Start going, 1, 2, 3, start going, there we go. Keep going? Yeah, keep going. I'm going, you're going. I think that is happening yet. Alright, she's down. I feel like those wheels are just gonna be like wobbling.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, exactly.
What could happen?
What could possibly go wrong?
Because it's contained within this thing, so it's not like it can.
Yeah, right? I mean, even if it wobbles a little bit, nothing should break.
Yeah.
Right? There's no forces on anything that should bend or break anything.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm going to push the car that way. I want you to just watch the wheels.
Okay.
See what they do.
You can tell it's already a little low-legged, but nothing's happening. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Seems fine.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? I'm ready. Everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just peeking under.
How are we going to get this out of the way so your breeze can get in?
I don't know. Hadn't thought of it. I didn't think we would get this far.
No. Definitely going to need new floors.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually way worse than I thought. But you can buy new floors and you can learn how to weld. This is what I'd call a tremendous learning opportunity. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Sears and Roebuck saw blade sitting under there. There's a story behind that. Let's take the seats out, see what's under there. Just now realizing this car actually does have seat belts. They're all tucked up underneath here. Look at that. Allstate. I assume these were added on at some point from Sears or whatever. I don't know why it says Allstate on there if it's a GM original product. There you go. It broke off. Added to the count of broken bolts on this project. Okay, it's off. Firecracker. Perfect to have under the seat. Light fuse, getaway. Good advice. I wonder if these would still blow up if you lit them. I don't know if I want to find out. They look like they could be from the early 70s. I don't know. Property of Crystal Industrial Services. Wasn't that like a gas station back in the day? I think so. Okay. Things are a little more solid under the seat. I don't think I'm being too overly optimistic. It's more solid. Oh, here's a penny. 1962. Checks out. Galvanized steel. Let's move on. Thank goodness. Is it out? It's out. Okay. If you've seen the movie The Right Stuff, you might know the reference of Chuck Yeager in that movie asking for a stick of Beemans before he takes off in the first supersonic flight. Anyway, me and my brother love that movie. We're always talking about, give me a stick of Beemans. That's old school right there. Another penny, 1971. Checks out. Straw wrapper, age indeterminate. So, you know, this is terrible, this front floor pan, but these cross member sections actually look pretty good. I mean, they've got original paint still on them. I don't see any rust in some areas, just surface rust in others. Honestly seems pretty solid. As a convertible, you need the structural integrity of the floor because you don't have a roof to hold the body together. Nope. Patience level exceeded. It's not turning. It's twisting and it's about to break. Probably need to cut the carpet out. At some point I gotta figure out how these back seats come out. Maybe I'll work on that. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. It's dusty. That floor is soft. I think what I'm supposed to do is push back on this to release it from a rod and then it'll pop. Yeah, there we go. That was not hard at all. I think I've read that the build sheet might be underneath this upholstery. And I don't immediately see or feel anything under the burlap right now, but I'd be real interested if we could find the original factory build sheet for this car. When we go to take off this upholstery, we'll look for that. But again, this doesn't look too bad. Stereo wires under there. Now, are there attachment points? Oh, this is just gonna lift right out. I think, yep, there we go. That could not be simpler. Okay. 2R. Nice. No idea what that means. Probably could have taken that off first, the little vent thing. Okay, good. I've decided if I ever get this car finished, I'm going to celebrate by trying to set off these firecrackers I found under the car seat. Might also have a stick or two of Beeman's. This last seatbelt bolt is just too stubborn, so we're going to have to cut it out from underneath. Well, there's your top mechanism. Pretty cool. So on this clip, when you push it in there, it clicks into place, and the arms of it are aligned with the handle itself. So this should, in theory, pop back on and click into place. And as long as we approach this from the handle, oops, it'll push those arms off, and that'll bring the whole thing off. So it pushed the clip off of there, which was retaining it. Pretty simple. Oops, something gave away. Yep. Another clip. Here we go. There's some clips or pins right there. 3 pins going into there, there, and right there. Still don't know what this is right here. I'll figure it out. I think sometimes they put this on backwards. Maybe. Exactly what happened. It's in pretty good condition. I burned off the paint there a little bit, but it needs to be repainted anyway. We'll need a new felt strip there for the window. Those are stapled in. I think these panels were painted white from the factory. These were repainted at some point, I think, because there's a bright white here and then looks like more of a factory color there. See what's behind this. And it still has the original moisture barrier, although I think it's been taken off and taped back in place. Yeah, see, big blob of goo holding it in there. Okay. Nasty. Next, I want to figure out how to get this shifter off. I see maybe there's some screws down here at the base. I'll have to do a little cleaning up there. Then I'm guessing we're going to have to get underneath and pull the tunnel cover under there to get to all that, where the cables and everything run through there. So let's work on that next. So these are mounting studs that have a nut underneath, so we'll have to get at this from underneath. This center tunnel cover underneath the car, and we're looking rearward now, has 14 bolts in it, 6 of which are missing. So that'll make it a little easier. Here are the shifter base plate studs and nuts, 2 on this side, 2 on the driver's side. Hopefully I can get to those. I think this is the accelerator rod. That's gonna come off of there. And the camera is attached to this right now, and it's about to fall. Here's the transmission shifter shaft. We gotta pull that out. Before I do that, I gotta get rid of what I call the CUS, the CUS, the cable of unknown significance. All it's done is made me cuss, and I'm getting rid of it now. Oh, what a relief. Wiring harness, heater cables. That's the clutch cable, emergency brake, brake line, cable of unknown significance, and the accelerator pedal linkage. Goodbye, cable of unknown significance, and good riddance. Now what? Brake line? Sure. Let's remove the brake line from the back first. I mean, that's probably gonna break. This all has to be replaced anyway. There it goes. This is broken here, so the defrost control doesn't control anything. I imagine that it got stuck and someone tried to force it and it broke. And that's metal that's broken there, so that will require some sort of a weld, or more likely we're gonna have to replace this whole thing. find a suitable replacement for it. Broke. Another one bites the dust. This is why that lever broke, because this thing is just rusted solid. It won't move, so you force it and it's just going to break. And that's the last of the 4 heater control cables. Oh, there we go. It's got a flange on the other side that's bigger than this, so it's like it's not meant to come out that way, so it would almost have to come apart. Figure that out. I think I'll work on taking the dash pad off, because it may or may not get me better access to things underneath there. And it's got to come off at some point anyway, so here we go. I'm going to save this until the windshield comes out. I'm going to start working on the electricals. First step, let's pull this radio out. Okay, I thought that was it, but it's not. That's disappointing. Okay, got that out of the way. This emergency brake handle's kind of in the way, so let's get rid of it. There's 3 bolts right here. It's broken now. Ah, it's unraveling. Well, now I got a little more room to get to the screws on the back of this instrument cluster, but that's not how I wanted that to go. Here's the oil pressure light. It wasn't in the socket. That's why it wasn't working so good. So there were 2 lower screws and 3 upper screws. These 2 had a wire harness on them. And then there was a little bitty screw right here, which was hard to get, but I finally got it. So we're ready to take it out now. We need a little more room for this instrument cluster to come out. So what I want to do is remove the attachment points from the steering column underneath so we can basically just lower the whole steering column down a little bit, enough to get the instrument cluster to come out more easily. Date of sale 1/16/64. Mileage 8,347. Still got the original owner's information in there. Warranty, maintenance service coupons. No documentation in here though. Owner's guide can come in handy. These are all in pretty good shape. Actually, I haven't even looked at those yet. Even got the original plastic folder that it was in. Oh, looks like a shifter knob, but it doesn't have anything written on there. Cool. Pieces of trim. Not sure where those go. Spare bulb. Oh, great. Rear view mirror. I was wondering where that was. Okay. Maybe we can put that back on. Well, I think this box needs to come out of here. Pretty much out though. There we go. Still got that wire routed through there, although the hole is broken. I need a replacement for this. This needs to be polished up a little bit, but it's in good shape. That's seen better days. I don't know if that's a disconnect. I don't want to damage it. Let's delay that a little bit by dealing with this glove box light. The wire on that actually just goes directly into the fuse box. It's got a switch here that when the door opens, it either gets power or doesn't. So it's grounded by the bezel, and this is power going to it. It's either grounded or not, depending on this. So this actually doesn't go into the wiring harness itself, but I'd like to get it out of there. Just don't want to force it out. Oh, one side got through there. There we go. Just needed to be bolder. All right, good. I just need to disconnect this at the fuse box and pull it through, and we'll be good. I've concluded that this switch just pulls apart at the wire leads, and then I just need to go for it. Got no evidence of that, but I have no evidence that it doesn't. Sure enough. It's funny, when you know how something works, it becomes a lot easier to deal with it. On this fuse box under here, it's a little tough to see, but there's actually a little screw underneath a couple of these fuses here. So just got to pull the fuses and get to those screws. And that is our main wiring harness. Can't decide yet whether I'm going to keep this or replace it. As far as I know, everything works. Sometimes new things are nice. We'll have to figure that out. I think I got this figured out. If you look here, and then there's another one of those over here, and then here, those three attachment points correspond with here, here, and here. So we're gonna have to get at it from this side for those upper ones. Then I'll have to get a wrench on this to kind of hold that in place while I turn the nut on the other side, or the bolt on the other side. And then there's a fourth one that you can't see here. It's a blind bolt that goes up in there. That was just the sound of the wrench falling off of the nut that it was retaining. Now it's just attached by the clutch cable. Oh, no longer. That thing just sits down into the slot right there. No other attachment point. So it's just held in by tension on the cable. Brake and clutch pedals out. We'll have to pull those out from underneath. Well, now you know how we got here. Question is, what's next? I'll let you in on a secret. While I've been disassembling the interior, spoiler alert, I've also been taking apart the engine. It's on the engine stand. We're well on our way. The next time your notification bell rings, and I know you hit that notification bell, it's going to be for an engine disassembly video. I can't wait. I don't think you can either. While we're waiting, just remember, keep well and keep learning. I'll see you next time. Hey, you got any Beemans? Lend me a stick, will you? I'll pay you back later. Fair enough.